Hey, hello, my darling. It's Michaela. So, I just wanted to talk about fucking up. So, I fucked up last night. I stayed up very late on TikTok looking for my husband. Not really, but a little bit. Um, and essentially, I went to bed late and I woke up at a typical hour. And what that really resulted in was me getting probably less than 5 hours of sleep. Not ideal. So, what that created in me is a situation where I am hungry, but tired, and then hungrier because my hormones have been messed with because of a lack of sleep. So my cortisol levels are higher. I'm sure my adrenaline levels are higher. These are stress hormones. And then my ghrelin is higher, which is a hunger hormone. So, at any rate, I just wanted to kind of talk about how I'm dealing with this, how you could deal with something like this, and the thinking around it. So, one thing that can be really useful when we feel off, first of all, is to kind of walk backwards in terms of what happened. The body is logical. So if we look for clues, sometimes we can either kind of steer ourselves out of a turn, or we can simply know how to address it best because we know what it's all about. Anywho, so that's what I thought about. How can I help this? So with Fat Burning and Fat Burning Pro, we have liquids that we use that help to either recalibrate us a bit or literally help to squash hunger. So it's like, I'm trying this isn't really working. And then, so if this isn't you in your world, you want to think about basically, how do I make this better? How do I create some sort of damage control? So that could literally be drinking more water. That could literally be trying to bring your nervous system down to do things that are a little more soothing, a little slower. Don't do your intense workout this morning when you are under rested. And then, and that might be also like, let me not go by the bakery in the morning. Let me not like go and get the pizza immediately, all the baked goods. Let me just hang back a little, okay? And then kind of seeing what the body's going to do. So for me, it's like, let me like try to ride this out a little bit. And then the next thing was like, I'm just gonna go with it. So I encourage you to do the same. If the body is undeniably asking for something and you kind of have an understanding, like, either if you do or if you don't, what this could be tied to, I'm just going to encourage you to go with it. So, being under rested, being super stressed, being hungover, these are really hard things to get around regarding elevated hunger. So, what did I do? I ate and I ate more food. I knew I was going to be hungrier today. And then with the doubling down on being like wickedly underrested, I knew that was going to be elevated and my desire for carbohydrates would be elevated too. So when you feel such a thing, going with it ultimately can be the end result. And that is just fine. It is one day, it is no big deal. But the other thing I want to say is, hopefully, the best that we can do, and I say this to my fat burners, is to learn from this misstep. What did I learn? I learned that you shouldn't go on TikTok late at night because you're going to be there for a while. That's the nature of the beast. It's super well designed. Okay, thank you, Jesus. But if this circumstance keeps happening, then what would be really useful is to figure out what needs to change around it. And so essentially, it's like, if you keep staying up late because you wanted to watch the rest of something, or your dog, keeps disturbing you, or your husband wanted to watch the rest of whatever, or always watches the news late at night, and the television keeps you up so you can't go to sleep until later than you desired. It's like, it's not working. And so there's no judgment in that. We just need to do something different so that you can set yourself up for success reliably, consistently, more often than not. What often ends up happening with a lot of busy women is that they kind of take care of everything else, but they don't necessarily prioritize the stuff that actually works best for them. So meaning that they don't have a hard stop around when they need to get to bed, or they don't make a point to have all the things that they love and want to eat that are supportive for their day. And so, with that, what often happens, what I often hear is that there's kind of this bottoming out that happens, shit, like I kind of got to the end of my rope. I had no time. I was tired, like I was hungry. So I just did this knee jerk thing that I'm a little regretful about, and that's not helping me move towards the direction that I want. And so, all I want to say about that is that that's so human, but we can change that if we kind of work two steps before it. All right. And I know, like, you're a woman that runs a mini empire, but sometimes you don't always prioritize your stuff first. And the thing that I just want to insert here is that typically when we're doing something for our betterment or to our detriment, there's logic in it. So either we have kind of the tools that we need, we're set up well, or we're not. We can always choose to say fuck it, but that will be in smaller supply. So if there's something that's happening in a repetitive way, it just tends to mean that we need to be doing something kind of on the regular a little differently in order to change that trajectory and that pattern. Okay, I hope that was useful. I'm taking my own words to heart. The whole thing is that when everybody fucks up. Fucking up is human. Fucking up is part of the process, and fucking up is also a big part of doing something different. So just know that. If you are also aiming to create change and it's like, oh my God, I didn't do this again, that's good. That's how it goes. It's okay. It's one day. All right. So I just wanted to share that. This is how we think in Fat Burning Pro. There is no judgment. There is just kind of order and reason. And so, and with that, we always have grace and flexibility, forgiveness, a clean slate, really kind of each and every day. So if that is something that's attractive to you and you would like to understand where you are, what fuel you're burning, sugar versus fat, please check out our quiz. That can determine so much and kind of everything. How easy it is to lose weight, how hard it is to gain weight, our hormonal balance, how much energy we have, whether we're hungry or not, whether we're craving anything or not, improved digestion, how our aging might be slowed or sped up. It's kind of like how our health is improved. It's a bit of one-stop shopping. So anyway, if any of that is of interest, please check out the quiz. Be in touch for any reason. Love to you. And until next time.